What's up, everybody? And welcome to the next episode of Luigi's Mansion. So, if you watched the first episode, you might have noticed that there was no audio. And that's my fault because I'm an idiot. So, I apologize for that. However, that should be resolved this time. So, let's get into it. Head back to the mansion. Skip this, we've seen it enough already. Toad's still here. You'll still save your game. You don't need to save, though. Walk up this door. And the barbed wire is gone, or whatever the hell that is. And we're in a new part of the mansion. Also, I actually want to change my control scheme, because I was noticing I was not doing very well yesterday, and I believe that's because of the control scheme. I actually usually stay on sidestep, but for whatever reason I wanted to do standard for the first episode, and it was a mistake. As you just saw there was a couple new ghosts. That yellow one threw a friggin' bowling ball at me. And that one dropped a bomb. Both of which only have 0 health. They're just instantly caught, so long as you start vacuuming them after shocking them. They're kind of annoying. As you can see. Go away, dude. Very odd sound. There's bats, mice, all types of weird stuff. Another one of those doors. If we look at our map, see that all of these doors are locked. Except for that one all the way at the end on the other side of the hallway, and this door that we're directly in front of right now. So let's go in here. It's a bathroom. Oh. This is an introduction to these guys. They will chase after you and grab you. As Egad will now tell us. They'll try to grab us and hold on to us, and we have to spin the control stick or shake it around in order to get them off. They'll drain your health for as long as they hold on to you, but they will let go even if you do nothing for a little while. So they're really not too big a deal. They also make a quite hilarious sound when you start vacuuming them. We got a key for catching those ghosts. And a new room will be unlocked. Sorry, I just like listening to Luigi call for Mario. There's still one call that Luigi doesn't always do. It's like the rarest call out for Mario that he does. Maybe I'm just insane and it never really existed, because I can't get it to happen again. He would just scream really loud for a long time for Mario. Alright, I can't do it. It's enough messing around. Let's get on with it. Introduction to more new ghosts. Shy Guy ghosts. So, these guys, as you can see, we can't see their hearts. They're a little different. Also, they'll just dance around so long as we sit in here. They like to be in pairs. Actually quite entertaining. But, if we vacuum them, we can take their masks off and completely miss shining the light on them because you suck. And then you can catch them. And once you get rid of one in a pair, the other one will come after you with a vengeance. They also make pretty fantastic sounds. So this is what I was talking about, where ghosts sometimes tend to go in opposite directions, and it can be kind of hard to deal with. But I dealt with it pretty well there. So we caught all the ghosts. And now we have a new boss ghost to deal with. Now you'll notice that can't see them. That is because you have to be on the spinning platform and not looking at them for them to appear. And they can push Luigi around. They'll only show their heart when they go for a bow. it's entirely imperative that you get them off of that platform when you're trying to suck them up, because that platform spinning can really throw you off when you're trying to catch them. Otherwise, they're not too bad. Yeah, another key. For the room right next to us. What did I mention? I really like the GB horror. It's really, this map is just really cool. You can zoom in on Luigi, look at his cute little face. And I keep doing stupid things. But that's pretty much all you can do with it. In terms of map, anyway. Now, I believe... Oh. You are not the ghost that I'm looking for. You need to go away. Believe... Indeed, there is another one of these guys in here. So, whenever you're trying to catch those speedy ghosts, it's a good idea to shine your flashlight up towards the object that they're going to come out of. That will give you the best chance of immediately flashing them and being able to catch them without them running away from you. This is another thing about this game that I like. Again, with the GB horror, you can see things that normally you wouldn't because of the perspective of the game. We can see that there's a button here. We can also see it in the mirror. The game likes to play little tricks like that. Mario. We walk over to this. A. And press the button. I don't know how... I don't know who did that. I don't think ghosts are very mechanically adept, but apparently they are. You wouldn't think that. This weird trapdoor in the ground. And there's also this poster, which we can take off the wall because we have no regard for this mansion and its property. And there's another button. Let's press it because we enjoy pressing buttons. I'm tickled you found him. It's a pretty good line. If you hadn't let every single one of them escape. Thanks, Egad. You're a ton of help. Talking mad shit for someone that's not friggin' there. Your brother must have been taken by that gang of boos. Poor feller. Oh, now, don't talk crazy. They're not gonna eat the man. Have you seen boos in their tongues? Maybe I shouldn't say that. But what became of him? Odd that he hasn't come back. Common theory holds that boos grow in strength when they travel in numbers. They must somehow combine their powers, too. Their power likely overwhelmed your brother. If your aim is to save Mario, there's but one way to do it. Capture each boo and slowly weaken the group's power. But boos, as their name implies, like to hide and then jump out to scare people. You've got your work cut out finding them. Don't get all down in the mouth, my boy. Whatever the hell that means. That Game Boy horror I gave you has a secret function. I knew it'd come in handy one day, so I developed it secretly. I call it the Boo Radar. The Boo Radar will flash red when something round like a boo is hidden nearby. Use it to search everywhere, Luigi. Yes! Alright now, Sonny, don't go tuckering yourself out. Relax. And just try to get those boos one at a time. The trick is using the control stick and the C-stick together. Don't forget now. Where will you go, Luigi? Back to the mansion, of course. So, as you can see now, if you might have noticed earlier on the GB horror in the bottom right, there's this little circle that was black or gray before. Now it's blue. That is the Boo Radar. So the rest of this video is probably going to be spent catching the boos that we have just released. There is one boo in pretty much every single room in the mansion. 50 in total. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the old rooms that we had previously turned lights on in, caught all the ghosts in, and we're going to catch boos. As Egad was saying, sometimes it's not a boo. Boos, oh god, that can also happen. Sometimes there's poisonous mushrooms and things that you shake around. Boos like to hide. There can be anything in these. There can be either a bomb, a boo, or a little boo ball. And all the boos have puns for names, which is great. You know, great. Bamboo over there. Mercy, you've already caught your first boo. I've been researching these guys. Well, these boos don't seem to like light much, that's for sure. They do their best to hide in and under furniture when they're stuck in a lit room. So then I reckon that means turning on all the lights in the mansion is the fastest way to find all the boos. Wouldn't you say, youngster? Okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got. You should save after every boo. It's just good practice. So, as Egad was saying, they don't like the light, and it's pretty much the only way you can catch them. Whenever a boo travels, because they can go through walls, and they travel into a room that's dark, they will take significantly less damage. Like, significantly. Like, almost impossible to catch unless they're at, like, 1 HP. This is the boo ball. You can also suck it up, just like the balls when we were fighting the baby ghost. I believe his name is Chauncey? Chauncey? Yeah, Chauncey. You can destroy it. Just get it out of the way. Bootha. So, the way that I catch boos is I aim at them and then shake both control sticks back and forth, which usually messes with their AI because they like to try and get away, and they won't know what direction to go in, so you can keep them in your vacuum for longer. Always check things. Never know when you might get a gold bar for pretty much nothing. Game Boo Advance. Gotta love those puns, I guess. I'm sure the people over at Nintendo were having a friggin' ball writing all these boo puns. Like I said, not every room will have a boo, but pretty much all of them. Most rooms outside of the mansion won't have boos, and there really aren't that many of those, so. You want to keep up with boos, because by the end of the game, there's so much mansion to cover that you can lose track of where you might not have caught a boo before. So I like to make sure that I catch every boo as soon as I light up a room. Otherwise, you have to go searching throughout all the mansion, and it's just a little bit of a pain. Taboo. Oh, the puns are gonna get worse. They're gonna get much worse. That boo screeching right before I hit that was a tell that he moved locations. Boolicious. Well, that one wasn't even that good. You've already found 5 boos. You're a boo-snaring maniac. I understand you're worried about your brother, young feller, but just take her easy. You have plenty of time still. So try to keep your shirt on. Why not go to the washroom and splash some water on your face? You'll feel much better, believe you me. So, that is actually telling us that we can progress further in the... Okay, Luigi, that's not at all what I wanted you to do. So that was actually telling us that we can progress further in the mansion. We actually do have to catch 5 boos at least in order to move forward. So, it's good that we went and did this now. Otherwise, we would have just been wandering, doing absolutely nothing. So you don't have to hit objects to make boos appear, you can use your vacuum as well. Sometimes you have to do that because objects are behind other objects and you can't touch them. So as you can see, that boo literally didn't move anywhere because I kept moving the control sticks back and forth whenever you tried to move in a direction. Oops. So we're almost done catching boos. Already caught pretty much every boo that there is. Actually, I'll do this, because this chandelier will almost always have money. By the way, I think that the money will refresh every time you leave and come back to the mansion, so any places that you checked previously and had money, it's good to check them again, because more often than not, they'll have money again. Okay, we're almost done catching boos. We just have a couple more rooms that we had previously lit up that still have boos in them. Then we can move back on to catching some more boskins. Stupid bomb. Where are these boos getting bombs from? Ah! Ah! Boo la la. Oh no. Oh! Thank God. So as you can see, he was actually going into the foreground right there. He was gonna go through the wall, and he would have ended up... Thankfully, when boos go through walls, they will end up exactly where you assume they will. So if there's a hallway right next to a room, and they go through a wall that leads to that would be on the other side of that hallway, they will be in that hallway, in that location for the most part. So it's usually pretty easy to keep track of them when they go through walls. It's just annoying, because you want to just be able to catch them first and foremost, rather than having to chase them all around. Unfortunately, later on, their health values will get very high, and it's pretty much impossible to catch them in one go, and you're going to have to chase them all about the rooms. God. Oh, that is... There's a floating candelabra. So, Agad told us that this room is now open. You can come in here. There's a toad. I dropped a really important thing into the toilet. I didn't mean to. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We don't need it. I'll just flush that old worry away. Yup, I'll just let it swirl on down to the depths and let happiness refill my life. Wholesome. Wholesome indeed. But please don't do that, because we actually need this key. Alrighty. So we've got our next destination. However, I believe we still have one more boo. Oh, no. Never mind. There's no boo in here. Sorry for wasting your time. I like the spin. It's fun. I can't believe that worked. Normally you have to keep your flashlight trained on that little crystal ball in order for this ghost to appear. But apparently spinning works too. So that's good to know in case you enjoy spinning. Want to do a playthrough of Luigi's Mansion while only spinning. It's actually be pretty hilarious as a run. What do you seek of me? Who the hell are you? I am Madame Clairvoya, seer of dropped items. Possessions of other people awaken vibrations in my spirit. Is that a euphemism? If you find someone's dropped items, you should bring them to me. I will show you the extent of my vision. Tell me the future. Oh, no. I feel no spiritual vibrations right now. Okay. So, funny story, actually, is, as a kid, if the camera would move back, I always thought that it's actually a shawl, or she has something covering her mouth, and it has, like, an eye on it. I always thought that was her mouth and she had buck teeth. I think there's other people that probably thought this as well. I don't know, it's just so hard to unsee. I like it better that way, though. So we can actually go in this room, and this room is unlocked. And now we're locked in. And this will introduce this. So we can only see these ghosts while they're in the mirror. The game will recycle this kind of idea a couple of times, and it's kind of annoying. I dislike it. Just because it's kind of hard to see exactly where you need to shine. Even with, well, the mirror is a lot easier, but later on there's a much harder one. Where it's only shadows, and it's really hard to tell. But you can actually also see their shadows in the light, which is a nice touch. I don't know how ghosts have shadows, but I guess they're technically entities. So they would have shadows. But I think most forms of media would disagree with that. Oh no. Ah! No, please! I'm not having a good go at this. I promise I'm not bad at this game. Alrighty. And we have an introduction of a new chest. This red chest. Or pink. A big pink chest, I should say. This contains a medal. I'm getting a call from EGAD to explain exactly what this is. And it seems he has not placed his camera correctly. Oh, it's a fire element medal. Now you can use the fire element. Yes, sir, with that you can catch fire elemental ghosts. What's a fire elemental ghost, you ask? Why, they show up wherever you see fire, my boy. They're ghosts of fire itself, if you will. If you approach a flame, they'll be surprised by your presence and leap out into the air. Then you can vacuum them up right away. After that, you can expel fire with the L button. You can melt ice, light candles, do all kinds of stuff. A meteor will appear down at the bottom of the screen, so keep an eye on how much element you have left, okay, feller? You may have to use the fire element to defeat some ghosts. Keep that in mind, sonny. Don't say I never warned you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, now we can see these little ghosts that fly around. Catch it. Now, with the L button, we used to blow just smoke, we can shoot fire. This is important for many puzzles within the game. Kung Boo. Oh, these puns. Excuse me. So, we actually can't get out of this room unless we use this fire that we just obtained. A la Nintendo game design. Light the candles and the door comes unlocked. And we can do the exact same thing in this room. Light the candles. And a key drops. There we go. Alright. So, I think we made a lot of progress for this video. So, I'm going to end it off right here. And I'll see you guys back here next time for the next episode of Luigi's Mansion. See you later.